When I started to record them standing outside guarding me, then they immediately moved. But there should be cameras. This is why I can't get help. The government's enforcing that I never get it. They listen on my phone, see everything that I'm doing, manipulate all the environments, communities. That's why when I go in the stores, they won't tell me about simple things. They're enforcing my abuse for profit. But this is criminal, but yet they have had no accountability. So if there's a good officer around, they'll guard my environments and concoct schemes to silence the good officers. That way their crimes repeatedly are unaddressed. If they're listening on my phone, if someone is going to abide by the law, they show up other police and instantly interrupt it and then try to take over. That way, if an officer feels backed into a corner to abide by the law, they immediately come in urgency and enforce the crimes that I've repeatedly had to endure years. So since they're controlling everything behind the scenes, they want to make me wait. This is a pattern. I waited all day in police headquarters for an advocate multiple different times and never saw one. So they just work behind the scenes, guard me to not incriminate themselves. They just got in the car, 2 police officers. I've had way more than that when I wasn't recording. Homeland Security, Secret Service. This is nothing. So they're going to monitor to make sure that no good cop is nowhere around me to be found. That's their job. This one fled the scene because they're listening on my phone and didn't want any part of the being incriminated. So let's see what this one does. They're just listening, watching everything on my phone, abusing tax dollars, monitoring me illegally for my abuser. The accounts, everything that I have. When they know when I'm paying off my car to damage it, everything that's going on, they know and create chaos and havoc accordingly to it. They hear where I'm about to go, try to flee, and before I even get there, they enlist that community to violate and conspire with abuse and conspiracy to violate rights crimes. My abuser wants me to wait and see other people get ushered in and be treated calmly, but this is his staff. I can't stop the police department taking bribes and being minions for my abuser. I've tried and can't stop it. They repeatedly cover for crimes, identity theft, anything else that they can cover for, interference with child custody. There is no accountability. I can't stop. I'm just one human being. They set up the threat and all the abuse, and therefore they have to cover for it, like they've been doing years. They're the ones behind it. They monitor everything going on in the shelter. If people start wanting, my phone is on flashlight trying to drain it on its own. See? I didn't put the flashlight on. Do not disturb. It won't let me cut it off. They want to drain my battery. It cut on do not disturb on its own. He gets to do this. So he gets to. Okay, it finally let me cut it off since I recorded. We're talking about being in shelter, being in hospitals on false pretenses, on the phone alone. I thought someone monitoring it and cutting it off while I'm talking. We're talking about trying to check on my business like everyone else should have the right, them removing phones repeatedly over and over. This has been my life. How do you know to cut me off talking? And this is what I've been left with. That's some kind of horror movie that I've had to endure for a considerable amount of time.
Police, fire, EMS, or mental health services?
Police. I was told that someone would be here in 2 minutes, and I think it's been about 10. And there were 2 police guarding me, and they never showed up. The police denied reports, and I thought tampering with evidence was a felony.
What's the address?
I'm at police headquarters in Austin. They're covering up again in Austin. Police headquarters. I called Austin.
What's the address?
Did I call Austin?
Is it Boston? What's the address?
It's on 8th Street. These are subtle avenues to cover for crimes.
Where on 8th Street?
At police headquarters.
The police headquarters on 8th Street?
Yes.
Hold on, let me find that address. I don't know what address it is.
Okay, am I allowed to talk? Because repeatedly 911 doesn't want me exposing crimes and covers for them.
Sorry, what?
Am I allowed to speak? Repeatedly over and over, 911 does not want me exposing crimes and covers for them. Am I able to speak now?
Absolutely, of course.
Okay, so I got threatened today, and the police department is covering for it. They've done this years, and that jeopardizes my safety. They cover for someone threatening to tase me, someone putting a gun up to my head, pulling the trigger. Thank God it didn't have bullets. They threw me down on the ground, and I was in assassination style, put it up to my head, and pulled the trigger. And they covered for that, too. They covered for the hit and run of my child. And they covered for someone hitting me. And other things, serious events.
When did this happen?
Well, I got threatened today. I'm just establishing a track record of the police department's inability to do law enforcement. They've even came and assaulted me and arrested me for trying to attend a domestic violence support group, pushed and shoved me trying to get protection orders, and removed me at all locations.
Is this happening right now?
I'm not being. What's your name?
That number is 10316.
You don't want to give me your name? They cover for my hacked device and my calls being spoofed, which is a federal charge, a felony. They won't investigate it.
Right now?
Yes.
Okay. Where exactly is the person right at the officer now?
Oh, the officer that I asked you to call out.
And you said this is happening right now? Where is the officer?
I'm not quite sure. I think that there's a prearranged misunderstanding, like a communication. But I can't stop the lack of communications that were bought off and paid before I made the call. This is psychologically abusive for call to con that they don't understand, trying to be toxic. It's abuse that repeatedly is unaddressed and ignored. I don't know how to do a police report because people keep interrupting me trying to cover for crimes, and I can't. They low-key subliminally try to cover for criminal activity and won't let me speak repeatedly over and over.
What is your name?
I thought you just saw it. It's Kiana Clark.
Kiana?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't see it anywhere. I don't have a call in. I'm putting a call in right now. You said this is
So the call disappeared?
Yeah.
The call disappeared from earlier? 2 times today it disappeared?
Where is the officer right
I'm
now?
asking about the call, ma'am. Did it disappear?
I'm asking you said this is
It's
happening right
fruitless.
now. Where is the officer
It's
right
fruitless. I just don't know how many panthers equal a risk. Did you pull up the information, ma'am, in the system?
now? I'm putting a call in, but I need more.
Did you pull the information up in the
officer
system?
right now.
Did you pull up the information in the
There's
system?
no call. There's no call right now. I'm putting one in. Where is the
Okay,
officer?
did you pull up the previous calls in the system?
Are you going to answer my question?
I just think that there's misconduct on your part. If you're not doing a proper investigation of what has been reported, then you're sabotaging my ability to use the 911 call system. And I thought in the conspiracy doing that was criminal. Sabotaging a 911 call, I thought that was a crime that repeatedly goes
Any
unaddressed.
more information, call us back and update us. Otherwise, I'm going to disconnect if there's no emergency.
Are you denying me the right to use the 911 call system for an emergency?
You're not answering my question, so I can put the call in correctly.
You with the 911 call system, you already have the questions.
No, you're not answering my questions. I asked you where the officer is right now. You're refusing to answer. So if there's any other information, you can call us back and keep us updated. Otherwise,
So you're denying me the right to use 911 in a conspiracy, which is a crime. I need a supervisor.
A supervisor to what address?
I thought it was a 911 supervisor. They come out.
Give me 1 moment.
This is what happened with Johnny Bowman when he changed the locks on me and with a lease agreement and key and things moved in. An officer was telling him you can't do that in Hillsborough, Texas. Then officers came in immediately interrupt when I didn't even know what I was going through. Then I tried to sue the man because he wouldn't even give me my $1,000 deposit that I paid on the house. In addition to that, I went to another location. You there? Paid $600. My court date, they wouldn't let me appear and wouldn't give me a refund. Okay. They wouldn't let me appear or give me a refund.
Supervisor on here.
They try to purposely cover up for crimes and come in. They listen. So they would not refund me the $600 and did not let me appear at my court date. Railroading me to go speak with Matt Crane. I think that was his name, something Crane, in Hillsborough. He also covered up some kind of scam to put me on probation for a ticket. I trusted the government. Then there was another scam after that just to blatantly lie on me and say I assaulted an officer and evaded arrest. He wouldn't let me go to court. I got tortured in jail, put in isolation when I was threatened and violated. They punished me and gave extra trays and privileges to the people that violated me. I met up a lot of friends at this church group. They created 2 groups and excluded me from the group of people that I had made friends with for isolation and set me by had forced me into a new group that hated my guts, but I didn't know them. I had never met them, but they knew they hated my guts. One moved their chair for the psychological torment and distress. Now he just buys out the whole community to have nothing to do with me, won't give me directions, won't give me time. They all hate my guts with my family, while the police department supervises and enforces in any kind of way they can and scam any kind of reasoning to be there doing so. They hung up. Here's the call. You have a bike the other day hitting me with a bike?
I have a bike.
Didn't you hit me with a bike the other day?
You know about the silent war?
I'm on the phone, and I thought you hit me with a bike the other day in line.
No, this is the official lane in Drew Baby Step. I officiate this. Yes, the official.
Big stage mentally ill people come by me all the time, sir. Please leave me alone.
They official?
I thought you hit me with a bike the other day.
United Nations official?
Please leave me alone,
you
sir.
You don't work for them?
No.
No.
I thought you hit me with a bike the other day in line.
Man, the black woman need to find herself, man. You lost in the South, man. She used to have the strongest brain and the biggest soul out here on this earth. You need to go find it. Officiate that shit. You need to go find that shit.
I need to find the Fed, sir.
Go find that shit, black woman.
They set people up like you and then deprive me of law enforcement. Robberies, attacks, all kind of things with no accountability. Then there was some kind of murder. I don't know what was done with that. Maybe they set that up too. They keep getting away with everything else. Whatever it was has my family spooked and committing crimes and conspiring with them. Now they have an ambulance. I already said that I don't think you're safe either, but I haven't been hurt either.
Fire, EMS, or mental health services?
It's a crime to repeatedly deprive someone of emergency calls. That's a misdemeanor charge. And I've been hung up on 8 times today.
Deprived of emergency calls?
Yes, and doing that in conspiracy, that's a crime.
Making an emergency call right now?
Yeah, I've made like 8 and they hung up in my face.
Police, fire, ambulance?
Police.
You're just stating the same thing over and over again. Okay, what would you...
Gaslighting me, repeating the same thing over and over is not a misdemeanor. So deflecting on that, on the misdemeanor charge of hanging up on someone, reporting an emergency situation.
You're saying words valid, but you're not saying emergency, so I'm going to disconnect. Have a good day.
This is what I was stuck with. Robbed of my right to report crimes.
The police, fire, EMS, or mental health services?
Police.
What address?
I'm at police headquarters. It's on 8th Street.
What's the address on 8th Street?
I'm showing 708 1/2 East 8th Street since you refused to look it up.
I need you to confirm the address for me so I know where to send police. Tell me exactly what happened.
I like to report 911 operators committing the crime of interrupting emergency calls. 8 times today that crime happened. In addition to that, I was threatened. And since the police department and multiple other conspirators conspired with it together and prearranged it, they're depriving me of law enforcement like they've done years to cover for it, which is also another crime. Tampering with evidence is a felony. They came and deprived me of a report.
Threatening you? All right, who's threatening you?
I would like to do the report, ma'am.
Okay, then you can do a report on ireportaustin.com.
I would like to do one with the police. Are you depriving me of law enforcement, ma'am?
Okay, and who's threatening you?
Someone at the shelter. And then 911 covering for crimes 8 times and hanging up to cover for it.
Where are they right now?
I don't know, ma'am. We're trying to report crimes, ma'am.
If they're not there with you right now, then you can. If they're not there with you right now, then you can do a report with ireportaustin.com.
I don't want to. My life is in jeopardy. I need to report my stalker. I think he set it up. My life is in jeopardy, ma'am. A car came at me trying to cross the lot.
Right now, then the police aren't going to do anything. So you can.
Ma'am, I'm not being heard. You're covering for crimes again. The car came at me coming here. Isn't that like an aggravated, some kind of crime with a car? I have it recorded while I was trying to cross the street and had to cross the crosswalk, and a car came at me coming here. Why would you cover for that, ma'am, as well as all other 911 operators? The same man keeps coming by these same construction trucks. Are you depriving me of the right to report that a car came at me, I got threatened, and 911 operators covered for crimes?
Absolutely not. You can do a report yourself, and I report.
I wanted to talk to the police, ma'am. That's serious. I don't want to do that. I want to talk to the police and report you right now. Are you depriving me of the right to do a police report? I don't want to do that. I would like to speak with the police. I'd like to speak with the police, ma'am. I've been trapped in this living hell a long time by you criminals not having accountability for wrecked up felonies. Hacking my phone is sadistic and keeping me from law enforcement. Forcing me to talk to scammers that have defrauded me out of funds. Wrecked felony after felony unaddressed. Repeatedly begging for my life and not a damn thing done. I'm wanting to report your crime, ma'am. This is criminal. I would like law enforcement to come out.
Okay, do a report with I report.
I don't want to do a report with that. I want to hurt myself. I want to hurt myself. I want to hurt myself and want to speak with someone about hurting myself. I want to hurt myself.
Because
I want to talk to the police, the crisis team.
If you feel like you're going to hurt yourself, then I need to transfer you to a counselor. I need to call EMS for you.
I want to talk to the crisis team.
Okay, all right, 1 second. Please put a call in. Contact number for you?
Yes.
Alright, counselor on the line. Cat with mental health specialist. You're with 911. Is your name Kenya?
Right.
Yeah, what can I assist you with this morning?
Yeah, I got threatened, and the police department as well as 911 repeatedly keeps covering for crimes. So I wanted to know an avenue to where I can get some kind of accountability for them from a social worker. So interrupting 911 calls, emergency calls, is a misdemeanor charge, and they committed that crime 8 times today. And then they're depriving me of law enforcement to cover up for repeated threats that I think the government's behind and setting it up. So then they deprive me of law enforcement. But I can't combat people hacking my phone and forcing me to talk to scammers that have defrauded me out of funds with no accountability. So in emergencies for years, 911 has hung up in my face to cover for me being violated, which is criminal. And evidence of it is my uploaded videos to my channel. See, it kept repeatedly happening, forcing me to have to record every call so people can see how I've been getting violated years and how everyone I called was covering for my abuse. So you need to report. What's your name and your information? You have a mandatory reporting. What's your name? No, what's your name? What is your name?
My name is
I'm sorry?
My name is Jessica.
And where are you located? Where are you located?
I'm calling you or speaking with you from 911.
Okay, what kind of branch of 911, ma'am? What kind of branch of 911 are you from? What kind of team are you with?
From mental health.
Okay, what team? How would I get back in contact with you, ma'am? Ma'am, how would I get back in contact with you? What team? What team?
The only way to reach us here is at 911.
I would like to know what department. How are you going to help me if you're trying to conceal what department you're with?
Like I explained, we're from mental health.
Okay, what team? Are you the crisis team? Are you the crisis team?
You've been able to speak into my turn.
Ma'am, you were trying not to incriminate yourself. I wanted to get clarity on who I'm speaking with. Are you the crisis team?
Yeah, and I'm on the mental health team here.
I asked for the crisis team. I asked for the crisis team, ma'am.
If we're not able to establish what it is that you're calling for and how we can help, we're not able to continue.
You're gaslighting me, ma'am. I'm telling you right now, I'm asking for the crisis team. And you're gaslighting me because you're covering for my abuse. If I'm telling you what I'm looking for, that I'm asking for the crisis team, and you're trying to gaslight me and psychologically cause damage by talking while I'm talking, I've had to endure this years. It's abusive. So if I'm actively telling you I want to speak with the crisis team,
irresponsible and your life now.
I don't know why you won't do your mandatory reporting. It's a crime. And then try to conceal who you are. This repeatedly getting deprived of law enforcement is a crime and a conspiracy.
Right now is your safety, specifically questions around suicide.
I got threatened and the car came at me and the police department and 911 is covering.
Final thoughts at this moment.
I got threatened and the car came at me and the police department, 911 and you are covering for it. That serious?
You were threatened and a car came at you today.
Right, I was threatened in the shelter. The shelter punished me for, see, they set up, what happens is, they set up things deliberately. They would not serve the food, enforcing that I stayed in this toxic environment. Then they set someone up to threaten me. So when, with the prearranged threat, it enforces conflict. So then they punish me for getting threatened, multiple different parties. So then I call the police because this repeatedly keeps happening in schemes. If they pay someone to threaten me, I can't stop that. And it enforces that I have to do a report and conflict. So they use that to punish me and then threaten to punish me like it's my fault I got threatened. So I had to call the police to interrupt these repeated schemes. The police never came to cover for them since it was prearranged and set up. So then I was walking to the police department. A car came at me. 2 different officers committed a crime of tampering with evidence and wouldn't take the report. Then blamed me for it and tried to set me up and frame me with mental illness like you guys are. But those are serious events and a serious criminal activity by police and multiple other government officials that remain repeatedly unaddressed. So they're trying to rob me of my right to report it because they set it up. And they've done this years. That's why Lindsay arrested me for trying to do a complaint that the bus driver almost killed me because government officials are abusing power and setting up the living hell my family as well as myself had to endure. But this is like gangster mentality from the government. I'm not quite certain because I can't get law enforcement, but I thought this would be like RICO charges, federal charges. If you abuse your badges and guns and you want to act like the mob and mafia as being the police department, patrol environments enforcing crimes, that's serious.
Let me jump in here and just kind of talk with you about the things that you...
I just want to do a police report, ma'am.
Because you're right. These are very serious events and I can imagine very scary. EPD got you over to us here because it sounds like they've already spoken with you prior to
They
this.
won't do a report. They won't do a report, ma'am. I'm not being heard. I'm just simply trying to do a report 8 times and can't. Since they set it up, they're depriving me of law enforcement like they've done years. Like when my life was put in jeopardy and I almost fell and got ran over. And then they arrested me to cover for it. Like when I was trying to get support from the domestic violence crisis and was assaulted and arrested at New Beginnings in Garland and then removed by police in Plano. Pushed and shoved, trying to get protection order. Pushed and shoved at what... Beautiful Feet in Fort Worth and removed trying to get a protection order there for trying to get help. Pushed and shoved at Frank Crowley trying to get a protection order at the Stew Pot and at the bridge trying to get help.
So I hear that you're trying to make a police report and that's the goal of your call today. And I understand that. On the mental health side, all our calls are reported. I'm putting notes into the system here. That unless you wanted to speak with APD, that's what we're able to do for you. On the mental health side, we just talk about your safety and see if there's anything we can do in terms of mental health support. Now that we've kind of spoken about what it is that you called for, do you need any kind of mental health services or mental health support?
Yes, I do. Since this is traumatic, I've been only diagnosed with schizophrenia. All my environments cover for it and conspire with abuse, thefts, and other crimes. So this is traumatic, but they will only treat me for schizophrenia. Police used to be there supervising it and informing staff to give me shots and all kind of other things in malice. Then when they got incriminated, they work behind the scenes. They set up thefts and all kind of other crimes that would be easily observable for someone that would be willing to do law enforcement. So yes, I do need therapy. This is very traumatic, and you're right, it is terrifying. And then to go to mental health providers, and then they conspire with the abuse. And then slander me so these people are not held accountable for their crimes.
So in terms of therapy, is that something that you want me to take a look at for you and be able to access?
Yes, I thought you had like locations I can go to. And then you had a team there.
So if you're looking for resources that you can look into, or I can text it to you. These would be things in the community that you can access. Do you want me to provide that information here?
But I thought it was mandatory reporting that you're not doing. And you don't want me to know exactly what unit or what department you're in.
Like I've said a number of times now, our mental health team right here in Kiana. So if what you're looking
Where's
for is
right here?
counseling,
Where's right here?
at 911, ma'am.
Okay, are you what branch? Are you at a specific police department? Is there a specific address for 911?
No, it's 911. We're at the 911 call center. So in terms of counseling, if that's something that you'd like me to share information with you about, I can. If that's the goal of your call today. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the call, okay?
So I'm denied of any kind of ability to report the threat again? I just got in Austin and they won't do law enforcement and cover for all the threats. Yeah, I've had multiple.
So I'm not the Austin.
That puts my danger at safety. But the one thing, there is mandatory reporting, and not reporting it is a crime, ma'am. Mandatory, not doing your mandatory reporting is a crime.
And there's no other mental health resources that I can provide for you. Just go ahead and wrap up the call. If you're looking for counseling support, I'm happy to provide that information.
But as for the mandatory reporting, you want to commit that crime and not do it?
So, like I've explained, it sounds like you're not willing to accept the information that I'm offering.
But not accepting that is not a crime. You not doing the mandatory reporting is. She hung up. Now they're holding it up so I can't make the call. I'm new to Austin. Is there another police department that's open today? Because I'm being deprived of law enforcement. And I'm trying to incriminate people that conspire with my abuse. Is there another police department that's open?
No, ma'am. You're all around.
Yes.
It looks like they said, call you and you can flag and stop off. They were on scene.
Oh, they lied? So can you get another officer out that'll take the report? They lied. Tampering with evidence is a felony and obstruction of justice is criminal. That's what they were trying to do. I saw the police and I recorded them. They were helping other people and ignoring me. Tampering with evidence is a felony and obstruction of justice is a crime as well. And making false reports is criminal. They walked off trying to do the report. I'd like to do a report. I don't have a report number. What's your name? And your name? Okay, I'm being deprived of a report number for critical events. On the way walking here, a car came at me and when I had the crosswalk, it repeatedly keeps happening. Then I got threatened this morning, and then people lied to cover for it. Multiple, including 911 and the police department. That shows that's a red flag. It was deliberately set up. So since it was deliberately set up, they needed armies full of people to cover for it. That's why you guys keep lying and won't take the report, because you're setting up the abuse. Then depriving me of law enforcement, which I thought was RICO charges, federal charges. But people aren't getting them. If the police department is concerned with your abuse, that is emergency. Yes, I'd like to know if there's any police departments open in Austin that I can go to, and what time can I find an open police department? You there? I'm at I'm at Austin Police Headquarters. I'm sorry? My question is there any open police departments in Austin? That's my question.
Well, I don't know if they're open.
You're 911 and you don't know if the police departments are open? Can you find out 911?
Well, ma'am, if you need an officer,
They won't come. They won't come.
you're welcome. I will put in a call and I'll
I just want to know if there was any open ones. You don't want me to know that? Now they have some kind of power washing thing, scam over here to drown me out. We have this over here. So you're refusing to tell me if there's a police department open in Austin today?
I just told you, I just said that I don't believe that they'll be open.
Well, can't you find out in your 911? You don't believe?
Do you have an emergency?
I just want to know if there's a police department open, ma'am. That's why I called. I'm new to this area.
That's not a 911 issue. That's the 911.
She hung up.
Fire, EMS services, health services.
Police, I'm getting stalked right now.
You're getting stopped.
Right.
What's the address of where you're by right now?
It says 700. I'm at police headquarters.
And do you know the people that are stalking you?
I've been gang stalked for a long time. This man hit me with his bike and was on the side of me the other day. And now he's here. He said something, had some kind of rant initially. I experience this all the time. Yeah, I experienced it earlier today and you guys covered for it. But right now it's actively being committed right now in front of me.
What's your name, ma'am?
It's Kiana Clark. So the same lady that got in the shower with me and then came and called me the B word immediately when I got into the bathroom and did it multiple other times and then got on the elevator and said she wasn't riding with me and I don't know her and got off. But she had no problem showering with me, making it uncomfortable, and I had to get out watching me shower.
So are you being followed right now?
I just thought it's difficult when 911 as well as all my environments are conspiring with my abuse man. I've had to endure this years. Yeah, he's right here right now.
Contact with you. Officers have been trying to get into contact with you.
Well, I've been here on the ground waiting while this guy that hit me with the bike is right in front of me, and then he made some kind of rant and then pulled up right in front of me and won't leave. So they're trying to get in contact with me at the police station and couldn't. I'm the only one here outside of this man that hit me with his bike.
Where exactly are you at so the officers can come talk to you?
By the flagpoles.
Where are you standing by?
By the flagpoles.
By the flagpole.
I asked him why he had to be on the side of me, and he started an argument then. And then, like I said, there was some kind of rant. I've been stalked by multiple different people today. The woman that threatened me kept following me around too. And you guys wouldn't come for neither one of them.
Alright, I put in the information for the officers, okay? Don't move, alright? So the officers can come find you and come help you.
Sure. Let's see if I go to jail.
Alright.
Okay, thank you. They set it up.
Bye.